Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and you are listening to another episode of the world famous The University Level, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Tuesday, May the 27th, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited to be talking to you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I've recorded since Thursday, Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, I spent the weekend, me and my daughter, we went to Missouri. We went to the greatest, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I am a part of the greatest family reunion in family reunion history, okay? Listen, the family reunion in North Carolina or North Dakota, does not matter where it's at. Does not matter what your family are, who your family is. Family reunion I go to every year is the greatest family reunion of all time. Okay, we've been doing this for 40 years. Okay, ever since I was knee high to a grasshopper. Okay, but we had a nice time. My cousin got married, Yolanda Faye. She got married to her husband John. That was a nice thing to watch. And then the next day we had the family reunion. Good times all around. My daughter was running, dancing, even though it rained. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what happened, but in Missouri, the last few times I've been there, it's been raining. It was a tornado. And this time it was in May, the end of May, and it was kind of chilly. So I don't know if I should keep going to Missouri or should I tell my parents they need to move to Georgia because it is getting ridiculous. I'm like, every time I come here, it rains or they have a tornado. But tornadoes are dangerous. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Obvious is going to tell you something that you already know. No, tornadoes are very dangerous, scary too. But anyway, ladies and gents, we have something very important to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the magic of thinking big. Now, as I told you before, I read that book. It's a great book, one of the best books. I've read it once. I've listened to it twice. It's very inspirational, and it inspired me to come up with this idea. The crazy idea I came up with after I thought about the magic of thinking big. You know, ladies and gents, the idea that I came up with, and I might have been teasing you about it, but I've been telling you about it. But I've been emailing my email list every day for the last 2 weeks about this, and it's called the forever package. Okay, I am going to start producing a lot of audio programs. I am going to start producing a lot of books and things of that nature about, you know, about basically this is what it's gonna be. Okay, it's gonna be about for people. It's gonna be information products, but it's gonna be for whether you are in a relationship, whether you have a lack of money and trying to run away, trying to escape, and what can we do? What can I do to help you figure that out? We're going to have a lot of different programs. We're going to have live events. We're going to have a coaching group. We are going to have audio programs that you can buy, like 10 of them for one price. And, I have all these things lined up, and I said, I'm going to sell this. We're going to start having a live event every year. And I said, we are going to make this into one package, and I'm going to sell this for a one-time offer. That way you can get, if you spend the money up front, you will get all the stuff for free, no matter, from here into eternity. Okay, you would get it for free. No, not for free, but you've already paid the price. And so I've been emailing my email list, and I owe that to the magic of thinking big, because it's like sometimes you have to think big. You can't always just think small minded. You can't always think on the defense. Sometimes you have to take the ball, drive to drive to the basket and and get some offense going. Okay, everybody needs to do that. when you live life on your heels, when you live life, always defending, always waiting for something bad to happen. Normally, ladies and gents, uh, things, bad things happen. Okay, let me adjust this because this is going to be a video for the YouTube, and so the 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 bigger you think, the better off you will be. Okay, the the more you the more you think, the the more you have the big picture thing. Get the big picture, see the big picture. What do you see for yourself? Trying to nickel and dime your way through life is not really what you want. Okay, you know this, I know this, but it's just something that I have been, I thought about in the last couple of months, and so we have this. I will leave the link below for you, and you can sign up. It is, it's a PayPal link. You can pay up front. You will get all the products, all the services, all the goods for one time price, and that's it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about something more important besides because this show is about you. So we're not going to talk about that anymore. You can go look at the link. As I told you, we are going to have many a program. We're going to have affiliate guides. We're going to have audio programs. We're going to have live events. We're going to have a coaching group. You could become an escape artist. Okay, we're going to give out free T-shirts. You can have all that for one low price. We will leave that link below. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about something very important. We're going to talk about the magic of thinking big, but we are going to talk about becoming big in the world. Okay, online, offline, the marketing. You want to market your name. You want to market your product. You want to market your service as many places as you can get. Go big or go home. Okay. The reason why I bring this up is because before I would say oh, here's the podcast. Boom, that's it. No, if you're going to do a show, then why not do the show, but at the same time promote the heck out of the show. Okay, doesn't matter if it's TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Doesn't matter if it's you ever seen the bus stop, the benches at the bus stop? If you want to promote there, you want to promote on the billboard, you want to promote in the newspaper, does not matter. But promote your stuff. The reason why you want to promote your stuff, the more eyeballs you have, the better off you will be. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I've been learning how to work these. I've been working on my uploading stuff for TikTok. Okay. Uploading stuff for TikTok, uploading YouTube shorts. I've learned how to do that because we want more, not just eyeballs to the show, but we need more eyeballs to this whole outfit. In order to sell more products, in order to sell more services, in order to generate more income for the business, you gotta promote, you gotta market, you gotta tell people, hey, here I am. And it's not just about, oh, let me tell my friend. I had a discussion with my friends, and they were, like, why you didn't tell us, that you had a podcast. At the end of the day, it's not about that, because then most people are going to say, yeah, I'll listen. Then they'll follow the thing, but they're not gonna listen. They're not gonna understand. They're not gonna sign up for. They're not gonna pick up what you're putting down. That's what I'm saying. And so that's okay, because they are your friends, they are your family. And a lot of times, hey, listen, even Jesus himself, okay, he went to his town, he did not perform a lot of miracles because people said, hey, there's Jesus, there's our boy, that's our guy, there he is. And so there was not a lot of, oh, hey, no, he went to other places, and they were like, we love you. You make miracles, you make things happen. But in his hometown, he did not. And that's okay. And so, your friends and family, they're going to support but they're not gonna really pick up what you're putting down. You want an audience. You don't want you're not looking for charity. You're not looking for likes. The goal out of all of this, at the end of the day, the goal for any of this stuff, doesn't matter what you're promoting, doesn't matter what you're selling, doesn't matter if you want people to look at your TikTok. They have a thing on there where you can boost engagement. Boost the engagement. You want more people to look at your stuff because people do want to become content creators. They want to get paid, In order for you to get paid, you got to have more eyeballs. You need more traffic. You need more people to see your stuff. So it doesn't matter whether you're doing a podcast, you're doing a YouTube channel, you're going to be on the TikTok. Doesn't matter what you're selling. Doesn't matter how you're trying to serve. You need eyeball currency. You got to think big. You want to blow it out the water. Okay. This is why it doesn't matter if you have a nice size budget. Okay. Hey, boost those tweets, boost those TikTok videos, boost the YouTube channel. You want as many people to see your stuff. This is the whole reason why we're on the social media. Because honestly, for me, I'm not on TikTok for giggles. Okay, I don't understand that stuff. I I don't really understand YouTube, but I got to get my name out there more. The bigger the search engine, the more I'm gonna post videos, post a podcast. Because you want more eyeballs. I look at the numbers on the YouTube, and it's like impressions. That means how many people saw it. It's like 15,000 people seen it. How many people clicked on it? That's going to be smaller. God, that won't get it off. Oh, my little baby. Somebody, my picture just attacked me. But, but, but yeah. I mean, you want at the end of the day, it's not about. I know people think viewer engagement. And my friend, we have this discussion every now and then. He's like, "Hey man, it's great when somebody's like, oh, you make a great banana pudding. Will they come to a restaurant or will they come to a store and will they come to you, hand you money and give you and pay for your banana pudding?" That is the goal. That is what you are looking for. Every time I upload a video on TikTok, I see somebody, they're talking about how they, how they getting more engagement, how they going from this, how they going from that. That's how you get the most. That's a way to get plenty of views. I know that hustle. I mean, when I was writing on Medium quite a bit, and people that wrote the most about how to get views and how to get people to read this stuff, those were the people that got the most readership. So it's just a bunch of people who were looking around, looking for ways to get, I guess, more engagement. But then the most important thing that you can do is to actually produce the content. It's not going to happen with a snap of a finger. I mean, if you can get lucky and you can be like a viral sensation, like a Welvin or somebody like that, maybe. But for the most part, you're just going to have to post and you're going to have to do the work and you're going to have to do the engagement. And you're going to have to just get more eyeballs to your stuff, to your services. You're going to have to just think bigger. You can go to the newspaper. If you could go to the newspaper and tell people, go to my YouTube channel, I would do that if I was you. Go as big as possible. Think big. Think very big. Big, 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 big. We all got to think bigger. A lot of times people think, oh, I can't do this because I'm, nobody's known when they're only people that are known when they're first born. If you're like the Prince of Wales, little William, little Prince Harry, Prince what's his brother's name? Prince William. They're known when they were little babies. But for the most part, no, you listen. You're a person. You're born into a family, and then and then you start off the same as everybody else. So you can't say, oh man, Arnold Schwarzenegger. See, he's known. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he put in the work as well. You have to put in the work. You have to think big. You have to say, how can I get my name out there? Where am I gonna put my name? Drive that bus, drive that boat, drive that train, whatever you want to say, but drive it somewhere. Okay, because I did one TikTok post, 1,000 people saw it. That was cool, but I'm like, oh, that's big, but we gotta think bigger. Okay, bigger. We gotta get bigger. We need more engagement. So we're gonna be doing more little, and I'm learning. We're gonna be doing more little videos, on the YouTube with the shorts. We gotta bring more people. We gotta bring more eyeballs, because the more eyeballs that come to the YouTube channel, the more eyeballs that come to the TikTok channel, that's good for us. Because at the end of the day, my main goal, I don't know about you, but my main goal is to build an email list of, 40,000, 50,000 people. We build an email list of 40 to 50,000 people. We're going to do okay. So we are going to start working on being guests on podcasts. We're going to start working on the whole thing. The more big thinking. I want you to think big too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. I got a hot date with a young lady, and we are gonna go watch Mission Impossible. The last Mission Impossible. Don't give it away, okay? Don't tell me what's gonna happen. But as I told you before in the beginning of this show, ladies and gents, if you want to see the magic of thinking big, go to the link below. It's a PayPal link. Strictly, listen. You're either in or you're out. There's no sales page. It's the only sales page you're gonna get is what I just told you. We're gonna host. We're gonna have a lot of different products. We're gonna have coaching groups. We're gonna have the live event every year. This is what we're gonna do. Okay. The Tony Rizzano information package. Okay. On the title, it will say Dr. Forever Escape Package. But this, at the end of the day, it's Tony Rizzano information package. I'm going to give you a lot of information over the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, until God calls me home, okay? We're going to talk we're going to have a lot of information that will help you earn money, break away, from either bad relationships, bad eating habits, health, bad career. If you don't like your career, if you're like me, don't really like your career, you want to change that up, we're going to help you. We're going to cover all the bases, okay? So you can always click on the link. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. We will be back tomorrow. All new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. God bless each and every one of you. And as always, everybody, peace.